Hello everyone, here we have part 2 of the collection video of January and February. Crystal's back. This is DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yep.
And all that movie and TV related shenanigans. So we have some figures, some other stuff, some DVDs and some Blu-rays here. So this will take a little bit. We'll go ahead and start with the figure things. This first thing is actually a McDonald's toy that we found in the bag at like this thrift store kind of thing. I don't know who it is.
It's Daisy Duck.
It's Daisy Duck. She looks like a... She does not look like Daisy Duck.
But she looks like
a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
She looks like a bodybuilder.
It's like this hard plastic mold on those soft, cushiony, bodies that they do sometimes.
But Crystal decided she doesn't want to open it right now.
Yeah, it's like some weird, like,
even though it's a McDonald's toy. And
well, it's... I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can open it, but I don't know. Maybe there's a reason why it's not open.
Who knows, because they didn't want
Who
to.
knows?
But the other figurine, I want to assume this one is also a McDonald's toy because of how bad it looks.
Let me see.
But it's a Lion King 2 Zazu thing. I want to think that that's from McDonald's just because of how bad it looks.
If it was from McDonald's, they would definitely label it.
Oh, it would say something.
Oh, wait, no. It says McD Corp.
Yep, it is McDonald's.
McD Corp on there. I remember getting the Lion King 1.5 toys.
Really?
When that was brand new, yeah. I still have some. Lion King 2 is like a really good sequel. Everybody should go see it.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen. It's one of the only.
So good.
I think it's the only Disney sequel I haven't seen.
I remember
main Disney sequel.
I remember all the songs. All the songs are way better than they need to be for a sequel.
Really cool though.
This isn't a movie review.
Then we actually have a couple pop figures here because Crystal decided she wanted some pop figures.
Yeah, I like the animal pop figures.
We have 3 here, and this last one I particularly like, but the other ones she got. The first one we have here is Pork Chop from Doug. They're all Disney here.
Yeah.
We got Pork Chop from Doug. He looks pretty good. I mean, like,
he looks fine.
I haven't seen Doug in years, but it looks pretty cool. I don't know.
I like them. And like the rest of the box, there's the Doug set right here, but I don't care about the humans.
Okay. And then the second one we have here is it Gosselin?
Yeah, Gosselin Mallard
from Darkwing Duck.
She's Darkwing Duck's adoptive daughter.
I didn't know. I had to look at the back of the box to know what she was from, because I would have been like,
Darkwing Duck was my jam. Okay,
a lot of people really liked Darkwing Duck
because it was so good. You need to see it.
Yes.
So
yes,
behind.
I am behind. But then the last one, and easily my favorite, and coming back to Lion King, but it's Zazu. I actually think this looks really good.
Yeah.
I actually really like this one. Obviously from the Lion King. It's from a different Lion King set than the Simba we have, though, I think.
Yeah, it is.
We found these at a mixture of literally a pop figure store at the mall, one of the malls near us, and GameStop.
Yeah.
So, really cool to have some pop figures. There's actually one more that she got, and that one will be in the video game collection video. Really cool. I actually really like this Zazu. We'll have to display these somewhere. Really, really cool. But that's it for all the figurines. We'll go on to the DVDs and Blu-rays. There are a couple DVDs, one of them being a box set. But the first one is actually a documentary, and it's a documentary Crystal and I have been wanting to see for a while, because it's the most wholesome man in the history of existence. It is the Mr. Rogers documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor? The king of wholesomeness. Yes, there is actually a Hollywood movie coming out with Tom Hanks playing Mr. Rogers, which is still going to be wholesome because it's Tom Hanks. This is really cool. Is it just... What is it? Does it cover his whole life, or is it just him on the show?
I want to say it just takes a look into just his show and how it changed, like, people's lives.
Yeah.
Because, like, I grew up with Mr. Rogers.
Same.
A lot of people I knew grew up with Mr. Rogers.
Even our parents grew up with Mr. Rogers. That's how long he was on TV.
He was on TV for, like, almost 40 years.
Yeah.
Like, over 30 years at least.
Yeah.
So...
I remember growing up with his
I don't know. I don't know if they still play reruns of the show on PBS. I don't know.
I don't think they do.
I don't watch PBS because we don't have cable.
Yeah.
And I also haven't seen, like, a box of all the Mr. Rogers episodes anymore.
Yeah, that's something that needs to happen.
They're not on DVD or anything. You can get them on, like, digital platforms. Like, I think you can get them on YouTube and Amazon Prime, maybe? I don't know, but you can't, like, physically buy them as far as I know.
Yeah, really cool to have this. She actually just let me know today that it is on Blu-ray, but the Blu-ray is like $25.
It's like $25 or more. I got that one for 10.
So it's like, it's a documentary. Does it need to be in HD? Like, if this was a Marvel movie, I'd get it. Or like a cartoon even, I would understand. But it's just a documentary. Really, really excited to watch this at some point. It's what? an hour and a half, so it won't take too long to watch, but still really cool. Mr. Rogers, like just to go in, the holy trinity of wholesomeness: Mr. Rogers, Steve Irwin, the Crocodile Hunter, and Bob Ross. Those are the holy trinity. I would throw Bill Nye in there, but he's like, I don't know. Definitely those three though. Anyway, really, really cool. And then our other DVD is a box set, and it's a box set that, well, I mean, I guess it's kind of overdue for me buying, but at the same, I mean, I used to have most of these, but I sold them to an FYE years ago. But I just went, you know what, I really want this because I want to watch the old episodes again. It's actually the first 100 episodes of SpongeBob. Yeah, say what you want about this show now. The old episodes were great. And this actually goes up to about, I think, past season 5. I know it goes through season 4. It's a little bit into season 5. There's a bunch of special features too. But this has all the classic episodes. And that's
all the meme episodes.
All the meme episodes. That's why I bought it. The only thing I have to say is that where this stupid thing that I bought, it's like literally, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this or if it's broken, but literally all the shelves come out of the box, and I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I think they're supposed to stay in there and just flip like a book. And the discs are pretty cool. Like 2 discs have SpongeBob, and you got Patrick's Gary. How did I forget Gary? Squidward, Mr. Krabs, and I believe Sandy, Plankton, and then nothing. But it goes up to it looks like Stanley S. SquarePants, which is season 5.
Oh, his freaking cousin.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is all of SpongeBob I'm going to buy. I'm not going to buy any more of it. I don't really care for any of the newer episodes.
The thing is, like, it went through, like, a weird, like, slope. Like, okay, post-movie SpongeBob, it was, like, really weird. And
which this does cover a little bit of.
Weird stuff, and then, well, post-first movie SpongeBob, and then it's, like, around near the second movie came out is when it started getting good again. So right now, it's okay. It's not as good as, like, the original series.
Yeah.
The original seasons, I mean, but it's better than the trash it was for the last, like, 7 years.
Yeah, that's fair. And then I guess to start Blu-rays, I also did get the movie on Blu-ray. They did not release the 100 episodes on Blu-ray, but the movie's on Blu-ray. And this is the original movie, which I used to also have and got rid of. And this was cheap, so I bought it. Because I'm like, well, if I'm getting the good episodes, might as well get the classic movie, because this movie's great. I love this movie. Really glad to have these again, actually, because again, I did have, I think it was the first full 3 seasons and the first part of season 4. And then I had a bunch of miscellaneous DVDs at one point. Like the Halloween It one and a bunch of other ones. I had the one that had all of the different endings for,
oh, that Dutchman thing?
The Dutchman thing. I can't remember what the name of the episode
Where
is.
you had to, like, vote
Yes.
for what happens to them after they get in the Dutchman's ship or something?
Yes, I can't remember.
What episode
it's on
is.
here. I know it's going to be.
Isn't that
Shanghai. It does have the alternate endings.
Oh,
yes!
okay.
Because there's an ending for Patrick, Squidward, and SpongeBob. And the only one that ever aired was the SpongeBob one, which won.
With
and
them in the blender.
Yeah, and I don't remember them airing the other ones, but I remember them being kind of funny. I remember Patrick's being absolutely stupid, but really cool to have a bunch of SpongeBob, honestly. Like, this is all I'm going to get. Sorry if you hate SpongeBob, but classic SpongeBob is my jam. Because I was that age when the show came out, so it was, like, perfect. But continuing on with Blu-rays, we'll do a couple TV shows here. First up, we actually have the last season of Torchwood I needed on Blu-ray. I did have it on DVD, but I got rid of it and just bought it on Blu-ray. It's Children of Earth. It's only 3 episodes, but I wanted it to be a little bit uniform. I have decided that unless absolutely necessary, I probably won't be upgrading a bunch of my DVDs to Blu-ray, unless I just magically find them for super cheap. But this one I went out and bought because I have the other seasons on Blu-ray. So I've actually seen the whole show. It's been a while. This is probably the best season, though, even though it's only, I think it's only 3 episodes. They're like 4 or 5, something like that. I don't know. But very, very good. Very cool to have this on Blu-ray for once. Fun fact, I actually bought it on DVD twice. So, really, really cool, though. And then, our other TV series, for now, there's a couple more coming later. But our other TV series is actually, it doesn't really need an introduction. I don't know how to introduce it, but it's the entirety of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yes.
Now, we actually watched the first 2 seasons on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at separate times. She watched it And then I watched it, and actually those 2 seasons is what made me buy the original Evil Dead movie.
I was like, why haven't you watched this? And you're like, well, I don't really want to watch it. And I'm like, Devin.
And then I did, and I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing. And then they came out with the 3rd season that never went on anything on Hulu or Netflix, and then the show got canceled.
It was on, I think it was on Amazon.
It might have been on Amazon Prime. But
Okay.
the show unfortunately got canceled after the 3rd season, and Bruce Campbell did say he's done with the character since the show's done. But we have not seen season 3 yet. We're probably just going to watch it from the beginning. At least I am. I know that. So, but this was cheap, and I'm like, we might as well get it since I have the rest of the frickin' movies. So, really, really cool. This over-the-top action comedy, gore for days. It's this show. This is just this basically. I want to say this follows more along the lines of Army of Darkness than anything.
It's more like people usually think of Army of Darkness. At least me.
Yeah.
But like I like how they use a lot of practical effects. The people aren't just CGI zombies or CGI monsters. They're actually wearing really good makeup and stuff. And I like that because a lot of shows nowadays like they're like, oh, we can just put a little bit of makeup but just CGI the rest of them. And this show, like, it's all practical effects. Him, like, slashing people with the freaking chainsaw.
Well, that's because it's Sam Raimi, isn't it? The original creator.
I can't remember.
Let me see.
I don't remember. But it's actually him slicing, like, you know, it looks like he's slicing a real thing in half with all this, like, overly bleeding, like this over-the-top, you know, everybody's bleeding all over the place, and there's no way anybody has that much blood, kind of blood.
But really, really cool.
But it's hilarious. It's not really, like, scary.
It gets kind of serious sometimes, but it's nothing
Sometimes,
like, it's
but-
not like, oh my god, like, but very, very cool to have this. I actually really like the first 2 seasons. Can't wait to see the rest of it. I've heard it gets pretty ridiculous. Alright, moving on to a couple more movies, I guess. The first one here, I actually got a DVD, or a Blu-ray upgrade to a DVD, because this was like $2 at the CD store we went to. This is one of the few, oh well, you'll see some more later, but one of the few stuff we bought that wasn't CDs from that store. It's actually Step Brothers on Blu-ray. I had it on DVD. I actually really, really like this movie.
I've never seen it.
It's hilarious. It's kind of it's kind of, I don't want to say raunchy, but it's like super. It's an R-rated movie. It's a pretty.
When you say raunchy, do you mean like?
I don't mean like a sex. I don't mean like American Pie sex comedy. No, I mean like it's really. You'll understand if you see it. It's an R-rated movie. That's all you need to know. It's so good though, so great. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly have so much chemistry together. Such a good movie. And it's a 2-disc unrated edition, which has a bunch of special features, so that'll be cool. Really cool to have this on DVD, or excuse me, Blu-ray. And then I actually got this, and you'll be wondering why I got it, considering I already have some of them. But it's actually the Digimon Adventure Tri 6-film collection on Blu-ray. Now, if you've watched my videos, you'll know I had the first 3 on Blu-ray. Why did I buy all 6 now? Well, because all 6 at, I think it was Walmart, were actually cheaper than it probably would have been to buy the last 3. So I just bought this, and then I sold the other 3 that I had. But this is all 6 of them, and now I can actually watch all 6 movies, because for the longest time I didn't realize that some of them were out. But still really, really cool. I need to see this, because they, again, brought back most of the original cast. Really, really cool. I'm going to watch it as soon as I can. Yeah, 6 movies. That's going to be wild. I loved the original season of Digimon, so I had to grab this. This is another thing from my childhood that I just had to get. Really, really cool to have. Then we go on to, well, I guess you could call this a whole series that influenced both me and Crystal a lot. And it's 2 Blu-ray sets. It's all of everything Avatar. We have Avatar The Last Airbender, the complete series on Blu-ray, and Legend of Korra on Blu-ray. Now, both of us have seen all of Avatar, and I've seen the first season of Legend of Korra. I watched that all of that on DVD, so it's going to be weird to come back to and watch on Blu-ray. But I've wanted to see all of Legend of Korra, and I had it on DVD, but I was like, I want it on Blu-ray. I'd rather just have it on Blu-ray, have it all uniform. Now, I real quick, before I let Crystal say anything, I would like to say that I got horribly unlucky with both of these sets. Now, this one's not as bad. Oops. This one's not as bad, but one of the little hanger things broke, so it doesn't completely close when you close it. Plus, apparently, a chip got taken out. I don't know what happened here, but then there's this one. Just get ready for this, okay? First of all, this thing came out last year, and somehow they already broke the plastic around it, and it doesn't close because it doesn't close. It's broken. It does not close. And I don't know how you can mess something up like that so quickly. Otherwise, all the Blu-rays look like they're in great shape. It's just, for some reason, they manhandled. Oh, hey, look! Another piece just fell out. I don't even know where'd that come from?
I don't know. Probably inside.
Yeah, I hope the inside. Jeez. What did they do to this thing? But anyway, Avatar: The Last Airbender is like my second favorite Nickelodeon show, period. And then Legend of Korra, I haven't seen all of, but season 1 is phenomenal.
Anyway, so I've seen all of Avatar, well, I've seen episodes as it was coming out when it was, premiering on Nickelodeon and stuff, but I never got to watch the full thing because Nickelodeon would air things out of order.
Yeah.
So, years later, like in 2013 or 2012,
yeah.
I watched the whole thing all at one time and I was like blown away. And then I never got to watch Legend of Korra on Nickelodeon because that was when I was working a ton and I wasn't watching Nickelodeon anymore, really. Avatar is like, to me, the best Nickelodeon show that's ever
for the record,
happened.
It is probably, in my opinion as well, probably the best Nickelodeon show ever made. But
yeah, and I don't understand Nickelodeon's BS treatment of the Legend of Korra people.
How they
basically Avatar. I guess at the time it was somebody else, so Avatar was given really special treatment. Everything.
No,
was
it's
good.
the same creator. It's the same people.
No, the people running Nickelodeon.
Oh, okay.
I think it was different people by the time this show came out.
Okay.
So instead of giving the Legend of Korra primetime time slots, they give them BS time slots where nobody would watch, and then Nickelodeon would see that the ratings aren't really that high. So they put it on their other network that's mainly for TV shows that don't get a lot of views. And then instead of airing the last few episodes on Nickelodeon, they aired it on Nickelodeon's website only.
Yeah. And that's
I was just like, what the heck, man?
It's a shame how they treated that. I'm really upset by that because I feel like that probably caused, I don't think those people are going to work with Nickelodeon again.
Yeah. But this one, it was somebody else completely different.
Avatar, the original Avatar was treated very well. It really was.
Yeah,
that's why it's considered so special to so many people. People still really like Legend of Korra. They think it's amazing, but they just hate how Nickelodeon handled it.
There's so much stuff with I don't know.
That everything you will feel. All I know is if you haven't seen, and I've heard. I
haven't seen Korra.
I have heard some great things about this, but you will feel so much in Avatar.
This show has the best.
The writing is so good.
Not right. Well, yeah, the writing, but what's it called? Every character develops. Even side characters develop.
It's true.
And go through everything, and you feel them going through everything. Everybody feels like they're an actual human being, and not just, oh, there's that side character, okay, whatever. And that's what I thought was interesting.
Very happy to have these. I'm very excited to watch Avatar and finally see all of Korra. We'll have to watch these at some point. Very, very cool. We need to move on. I mean, we could keep talking about Avatar for a while, because we both love the show. But we do need to move on, because we still have a little bit of, quite a few movies left here. The next two here are going to be Marvel movies, because I want to finish out with some animated movies, a bunch of animated movies, actually. I got two Marvel movies. We got Doctor Strange and Black Panther. The two that I wanted, the most.
Oh yeah, I never seen Doctor Strange, but I saw Black Panther.
I saw both of these in theaters. But Doctor Strange, I love Benedict Cumberbatch as an actor, and I was super excited when he got this role. Almost as excited as I was for Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. He does a great job. Something about this movie just didn't, I wouldn't say it rubbed me the wrong way, it just disappointed me in a sense, but at the same time, it was basically set up because he's not as well known of a Marvel character. It's a very good movie, though. I did enjoy it a lot. But moving on to what I think is one of the best Marvel movies, to be honest. Black Panther, yeah, this movie blew almost every other Marvel movie out. And
I really liked it.
I know it became kind of a meme to either adore this movie and think it's the best thing ever made or hate it with a passion. Now, mind you, I don't think it's the best movie ever made. I still, and I don't think it's my favorite Marvel movie. I still think that goes to original Guardians of the Galaxy. But I feel like this movie is one of those movies that just came out at the right time. Just like Zootopia or Inside Out. Or all that. Yeah. I just feel like the movie came out at the right time, and it hit at the right, it just, with what was going on in society, it hit the right nerve, and that's what happened. Do I think it's the best movie ever made? No. Do I think it's great? Yes. Yes, I like to have conversations with myself. But no, everybody does a phenomenal job in this movie. Every single
really
person.
Like this
Michael
movie.
P. Jordan as that villain, as Killmonger. Holy cow!
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah, no, this is a great movie. I would suggest everybody go see this one. Do I think it was Oscar worthy? I don't know. I'm doing it again. Really, really cool to have this. I need to rewatch it. I've been wanting to watch it for a little while now. Really, really cool to have Black Panther. Very cool. All right, then we finish this up with a whole bunch of animated movies.
Because of me.
Yeah, well, most of them are because of you. The first 4 are because of you. The other ones are me. The first one, and actually, these first 4 and the last 2 we got at the CD store as well. First up, we have a whole trilogy of movies, right? Because this is all 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A whole trilogy of movies.
And then they have a lot of specials.
We got
DreamWorks.
Madagascar 2 Escape to Africa, and Madagascar 3 Europe's Most Wanted. Now, I hadn't seen any of these before she got them, and I still have only seen the first one, and I will say it was better than I was expecting.
Yeah, because the first movie, you think it's going to be one of those cliche movies where, oh, all of them get stranded, they all end up hating each other, and then they come back together to escape the island, but the movie's nothing like that.
It wasn't. It was a lot better than I was actually expecting. I like what they did with all the characters. Yeah, it's better than it looks. It really is. And unfortunately, I haven't seen 2 or 3. So, Crystal, if you want to, without spoiling too much,
hold on.
if there's anything,
I haven't seen 2 that much. I've seen 3 a lot, but
if you want to, like, briefly, without spoiling too much, talk about these 2.
I actually don't really remember 2 that much because I've only seen it like twice.
Okay, so
and that was years ago when it came out, so I can't really say much about it. Yeah, like 2009. This is when it came out. 3, I actually thought was interesting. I actually think this one's the better one. I think this one's the best one out of the 3.
Okay.
Even though that freaking Afro Circus commercial that became a meme.
That meme thing, that was part of the reason I never wanted to see these movies.
But that's only in the movie for 2 seconds. Like he only does that for 2 seconds in the movie, and that's
I remember
it.
I was really adamant about watching these movies. Like I wanted nothing to do with them for the longest time, but that first one did impress me. So it's not bad.
I mean, I don't really have that much to say because I haven't seen these movies in a while.
Yeah, we only watched the first one. We do still need to get to the second and third, but we'll get there eventually. Really, really cool to have them, I guess. I mean, I don't know. This one I'm a little bit more happy with getting because I kind of wanted to see it, but at the same time we do only have the first one. But it's actually How to Train Your Dragon, the original. Crystal wanted to get the first 2 because the third one is actually in theaters right now.
Yeah.
But we only got the first one, and well, I guess we'll keep in theme with the CD section. Hint, hint. I may have bought it this month. This, again, haven't seen any How to Train Your Dragon.
It's really good.
And my girlfriend was really surprised that I hadn't seen any of them.
Because, like, How to Train Your Dragon 2 is probably my, like, second favorite DreamWorks movie right now. I haven't seen the third movie.
What's your favorite DreamWorks movie, then?
The Prince of Egypt.
Oh, right. Duh, I forgot that's early DreamWorks. Yeah, no, she showed me that, but really, really good. Okay. Yeah, so do you have anything you want to say about How to Train Your Dragon, the first one?
This is one of those movies where you think one thing's gonna happen, and it doesn't happen.
Okay, interesting.
Like, they try really hard to not do a lot of cliches, and they're trying to break against, like, doing cliches in their movies. Except for freaking Shrek for some reason. Like, the first 2 Shreks, they trying to break away from that, but then the third one and the 4th Shrek had a lot of cliches in it, and I was just like, what are you doing? You're going backwards.
Okay.
I just really like this movie, and it really makes you feel, and you feel the connection between him and Toothless, and I don't know. I mean, it's one of those, like, the second movie's way better, but when I saw this movie, I was like, oh, this movie's pretty good, and then the second one's like, oh, it's amazing, so I wonder what the third movie's gonna be like.
Really cool to have this. Really, yeah, another animated movie. Then, we actually have a Disney sequel, and one that I've been anticipating for a while. We haven't seen it because I did just buy it, but still, I'm super happy about it. It's Ralph Breaks the Internet, or Wreck-It Ralph 2, if you really want to call it that. I don't know a lot about this movie other than the fact that Ralph's Arcade gets internet, and a bunch of Disney princesses are in it, and all the other main characters are pretty much in it. So, I'm excited to see this for sure. But that's all. I don't know anything about it because I didn't see it. But I want to. Do I expect it to be better than the first one? No, I don't. It almost never is. But still, very, very cool to have. I'm excited to watch this. Really, really cool to have, though. And then finally, to close out the DVD and Blu-ray section, we actually have the first two movies in a trilogy, which isn't going to be a trilogy for much longer. But I've been wanting to get these for a long time. It is actually Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2. Now, before I say anything about either of these movies, for some reason, I got these at the CD store, but for some reason, they just have the Blu-ray. Both of them. Thankfully, it's just the Blu-ray, otherwise I wouldn't have bought them. But it's just the Blu-ray, no DVD. Even though it has the empty spot, I want to think the people just probably kept the DVD or something that sold these, or lost them. But I absolutely adore the first two Toy Story movies. I actually think the second one is better than the first.
Toy Story 1, really good. It's really interesting to think that, like, when did this movie come out?
95, 96.
Yeah, this movie came out in, like, 95. Like, a bit after the Lion King craze is when this movie came out. So, after the Lion King craze died down, everybody was crazy about, like, the animation in this. And I wouldn't say that is the sole reason why a lot of movies are CGI now, but that made CGI more of a mainstream animation thing because of Toy Story.
Okay.
And for the longest time, I really liked Toy Story 2. I thought Toy Story 2 was the best one. Then Toy Story 3 came out, and I really liked that one a lot better.
I have not seen the third movie, but hint, hint, I may have bought it. I will say, I know for a fact I saw the second movie in theaters. I don't think I saw the first one in theaters, because that would have made me like 6 at the time, and that's way... I don't remember that far back, but I do remember seeing 2 in theaters. But I remember seeing 1 a lot. Yeah, I'm really happy to have these because it's been years since I've seen them.
I used to watch those on TV all the time.
I think we were at my mom's and they were playing Toy Story 1 at one point, but I barely remember it, like watching it. But it's still really cool to have them, even though they're not complete. But who cares? It's the Blu-rays, so whatever. It's still really cool to have these. Finally, have some Toy Story in my collection. But that is it for the DVDs and Blu-rays section of the January and February collection update. We will see you in the next video, which will be the final video, which will be video games. And there is some really cool stuff coming in there. So, hope you guys enjoy. See you later.